prime time on the top game, it's a fine line. Man of the match, that's David. He's the main guy, keep a close eye. Make sure you don't make no wrong play, cause I'm with Jose and Andre. When Cyrus comes to walk in, you better know that you are watching Premier League. Dave, I tell what time we on. Prime time. Let me hear you say Premier League. Dave, I tell what time we on. Prime time.
Yes, people, welcome to Premier League Prime Time. It's been a long while. It's been a long while. Is this the first episode 2026? I think it is. Yeah, no, it is.
Damn.
It is.
When I heard that song, I was like, it's been a
one.
long time since I've heard that song.
But no, people, we are finally back. Season 6, episode 6. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, a lot has changed in the world of football, a great many things. But I can tell you there are two things that definitely haven't changed. Firstly, Saigai not turning up and not being here on time. Typical. For the audience, if you know, you know. And of course, as always, I'm joined by the rest of them. We have Jose, we have Mo, and we have Andre. Let me guess, this is going to be another thing that doesn't change. How are we all doing? Yep, that's known as well. Second thing that has not changed, and something that will never change. Another thing that didn't change though was Sagai done a great impression of his team, you know. As Joe and Mo and I and Andre all predicted. Yeah, also on top of the league now. But speaking of the team that is top of the league, actually, I think that's a great place to start. Let's start off with Mancity, looking at just their recent run of form, the past couple of games. Mo, what do you think?
I think our current form right now kind of solidifies the claim of Turkey being the signing of the season for me personally. I think so. What a bargain he has been. Season. 35 mil, and his impact in his first season under Pep Guardiola has been huge. He's absolutely revolutionized like our attacking, breaking down those low lines, fully, actually become like the passer that we need for Haaland to, actually produce for us as well under the system. A couple of the studs I should also mention is Nico O'Reilly. I mean, this guy, he started as a midfielder in our academy, and start of last season, we put him at left back, as we were dealing with a bunch of injuries and such. And he's been balling out since there. In the Carabao Cup final, he scored 2 goals, won us the trophy there. As well as, him also inverting into the midfield, taking off the stress of, if we have like 2 guys marking Doku, he can make those run into the boxes. And, he's 6'4", so he's going to be a huge presence as well, for our aerial duels as well. Another guy would be Nunes. Nunes, his redemption arc has been insane. I mean, this guy he joined our team in 2023 and failed to get a spark. We still have the likes of KDB. We still have Kovacic doing his thing. Still have Foden. He had Player of the Year that season as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
But since the Club World Cup, from him starting at the right back spot up until this point of the season, he's been absolutely phenomenal, pivotal for our defense. A new signing, I would say. This also has kind of boosted our defense a little bit. It's Mark Gay, another bargain signing as well. 20 mil for this guy. I was quite as shocked as any other fan would be that we got him for this low of a price tag. Signed for a new 5-year deal, so he's with us until I believe 2031. Kusanov was also a good shout. He's also very young baller as well.
He's been brilliant. He's been
counterattacks. Counterattacks. I used to be worried a whole lot with Ruben Diaz in the back line, but Kusanov now he's definitely there to stop it. So I feel a little bit more safe. And on to the keepers, I would say Donnarumma, a bit of a shaky form right now, but he's starting to get back to his usual self. He led the attack that gave us that goal against Arsenal this past Sunday.
Thank you.
To make it 2-1. So yeah, I would say, our defense is exactly where it's at right now. It's a huge young core that we have. And it's good for the future. Now for the midfield, I would say Rodri. These past couple of games, I would say this is the best I've seen Rodri play post ACL. They say class is permanent, and he's absolutely showing it right now. I mean, he's just such a huge impact to us. I mean, we truly miss his talent in that midfield, especially last season. You see how City suffered really bad without Rodri.
Hey, Mo. We don't say that word on this channel.
You're right. My fault.
I've heard that word far too many times.
But yeah, I mean, dude, they'll pivot between Rodri and Bernardo Silva as well right now. I mean, Bernardo Silva as well. He's also been playing great recently.
He was brilliant in that.
We have Turkey in that 10 right now, and it looks like Pep doesn't want to switch up the system right now. He's keeping that starting 11 for the remainder of the season, and honestly,
really?
I'm not complaining. We've been playing really great in that midfield trio. Turkey's been also assisting pretty well. As well as our wingers, we did bring in Semenyo this January transfer window, and probably our first goal scoring winger that we've had probably since Mahrez, and that's saying a lot, right? It's been, I think, about 3 years ago, I'll say, since Mahrez has left. So him, kind of taking off the pressure off of Haaland, being able to, provide those goals that we need to win games, it's been a huge, bonus for us. As well as Doku, I would say, his brain is starting to match his feet. I would say that phrase makes sense. His end product is getting better, I would say. He assisted Haaland against Burnley, which was kind of a shaky win. We did scrape away a win, 1-0 at Turf Moor.
But some guys play like that every week, though. So that's
I would say our finishing was quite crap that game. But I would say Doku, he's been improving a lot. I mean, this season, ever since that Liverpool game where we defeated Liverpool 3-0 at Etihad, I mean, I would say he's been just going up from there. Haaland is Haaland. He's doing his thing. He's scoring for us. He just reached 36 goals this past Wednesday for the season, and for a season that he's been, what people will say he's been inconsistent, that's pretty crazy numbers that he's putting up right now.
Still not numbers. Let me hear from the other two. What have you thoughts on making a City? Anything to add?
Question for Mo.
What's up?
Okay.
Would you have Cherky or O'Reilly for Young Player of the Season?
Oh, Nico O'Reilly for sure. And the only reason why I say that is because Cherky, he's been injured for the first half of the season. He missed the first derby that we played against United that he had, which Foden filled in that role there. Played great that game. But yeah, I would say Nico O'Reilly, only because of his versatility. He's been phenomenal this year. And I was checking on well, then again, this is kind of a lame excuse, but FIFA, right? Team of the season. Okay. The fact that he got snubbed from Team of the Year, that just, I'm like, wow. Because I mean, the way he's been playing,
from Team of the Year. Oh, Nico O'Reilly.
Team of the season, my bad. Team of the season.
Oh, Nico O'Reilly got stuff from Team of the season.
And
I mean, lads, this is EA, so yeah.
It is EA. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
let's not
but
judge.
But yeah, Nico O'Reilly, I would say is definitely him because his impact has been just huge. I mean,
I agree with you. I think he's been really, really great this season.
Yeah.
No, he's been phenomenal. He's honestly, if nobody else should get that Young Player of the Year award, bar him.
Dave, do you think he's going to be England's starting left back this World Cup?
I would think so. But then again, this is Thomas Tuchel you're talking about, so you never know with him. You never know. So when I thought Henderson would never see another international tournament again, he's probably now going to see a spot on the plane to this summer's World Cup. Which
Who?
Yeah, I'm not.
Henderson.
No,
Oh, Henderson.
Jordan Henderson.
If you guys bring him on the plane, that'd be crazy.
It's not crazy to me. It won't surprise me. It won't surprise me at all. Andre, anything to add? What are you saying?
Yeah, I cannot. Earlier you said, as we all predicted, for City to be at the top of the league, but to be honest, I did not. I was hopeful for it. I don't want Arsenal to win, but I did not think City would be top of the league now with 5 games to go. That's a long time.
No, yeah.
I mean, a lot can happen in 5 games. That's ridiculous.
Definitely. I even got a little worried too, but I had to remind myself what happens. As I say all the time, we all know what happens around this time of year. Such a joyous time of the year, ladies and gentlemen. The Arsenal Express is never late. Sometimes it arrives early, sometimes it arrives on time, but it is never late, ladies and gentlemen. It always arrives on time.
It's the science behind it, because Pep Guardiola, I feel like especially for the first half of the season, was trying a lot of new things tactically. The players. I mean, I only remembered 3 days ago that Tijani Reinders existed. Like Pep was playing him in and out, playing different players in and out, and then it's like, oh, now it's the business time. Now he's got his his safe players, his sure starters, the ones he can rely on. But it's pretty interesting how much he chopped and changed it up. Just kind of kept up. He knew he'd be okay, and he relied on Arsenal, the team who seemed to be dominating football in a way, arguably,
air quotes,
arguably, yeah. Grinding out results, whatever you want to call it, top of the league. Somehow he just relied on them, being in the worst form in the Premier League in the last 5 games. They're on worse form than Tottenham in the last 5 games as a league leader, and we're 18th in the relegation zone. It's insane. So if Man City wasn't to clinch it, I thought it would be the last 2 games, maybe the last 3 games. But for Arsenal to have bottled it this early is pretty bizarre. So I'm in shock at what's happened in the title race.
Yeah, I'm not in too much shock really. The one thing I will say, right, and I'll be genuine, I am a little bit shocked it's gotten this late, as to where we see the Arsenal do the most typical Arsenal thing in the world, but it's happened and I'm not surprised with that. But Andre, I think that's a perfect segment, because take however long you need. This is going to be, I'm calling this Andre's therapy segment here, because he's gone through a lot of stress.
I'm next, huh?
Yeah. Tottenham Hotspur. They're on manager number 3.
Yeah.
Igor Tudor. Ended up being a waste of everyone's time. Being short story short, was there for how many Premier League games was there? Like maybe 5 or something like that.
5 more.
Yeah, I think 5. Yeah, 5 Premier League matches, and then Roberto De Zerbi is now here at Tottenham. It may be a little bit difficult to ask. Do you notice anything different? Maybe it's only been a few games, right? But what do you make of Igor Tudor's time at the club? Did you even rate the appointment? Were you even surprised about how things went? I'll start with that, because there's also, I also need to, I need to bring you to the footballing court of justices for, some of the things that you've said about certain players. But we'll also start with just the questions of us here. So, what are you saying?
I mean, I didn't really have huge expectations for Tudor. I think it was pretty obvious that the issues at the club were bigger than the coach. I think what disappoints me is post Levy, just whoever the hiring team is with hiring these coaches has done a really poor job. If it really is Vinay and Langa, I mean, they need to be out of a job for next season. It's like it feels like they're not really doing any research. It feels like they're just listening to some other person's opinion. When they hired Tudor, that's what they did. They went off the opinion of someone they fired, or however Fabio Paratici left. They took his word. And then even with the De Zerbi appointment, it's like we splashed the cash because they were panicking. And yes, De Zerbi is
he's a very
seems
good
to be
coach.
very respected. Yeah, we're in the global.
However,
football.
If he doesn't get the players that he wants, he's going to do an Antonio Conte. Like he's very volatile.
Yeah.
However, for those who have been watching this channel for the longest, everyone on this platform knows how much I love De Zerbi football. De Zerbi football in its purest form is a joy to watch. But when it's not going well, it's really not going well. So
yeah, we haven't experienced that yet. I mean, we've seen 2 matches under De Zerbi. I mean, I like the appointment in general. I mean, I don't really know how high we could have shot with a manager with how things are going. So, but even getting De Zerbi and him saying, "Oh, I'm willing to coach in the championship," yeah, we splashed the cash, right? And we do have a lot of players that he's wanted to work with. So I do like the De Zerbi appointment. For him to turn it around as quick as we were hoping, it's a lot to ask, especially when you have... I saw Leeds, West Ham, and Nottingham, who were kind of our relegation competition, in the last 15 matches between them, so meaning each of their last 5 matches, they all only have 1 loss. They're on very good form somehow. So I do think we can win some games. The football under Zerbi, yes, has improved dramatically. I mean,
I'd hope so. I'd hope so.
Our game against Brighton was, I'd say, football-wise, the most.
It was wildly entertaining. It was very entertaining to watch.
The players just looked a lot more united towards a common goal than they have in months, a year, arguably.
In ages.
I think what is annoying though, it's like first press conference that De Zerbi came in. He's like, we just need to get the players believing themselves again. And I just want to get them. He said something along the lines of, "I just want to get them playing how they were in 2023 with Ange." And it's like, it's just so annoying that we've gone through 3 coaches, maybe getting relegated, just to kind of. It feels like just to be back in the place where we were. It's like De Zerbi is going to be a very ambitious style. It feels like this year was just a ridiculous experiment that secret Arsenal fans that infiltrated my club tried to make happen. I'd say that's my answer for the coaching stuff.
Before we get on to some of the players, I think it's time to bring you in front of a footballing jury.
I feel like I'm going to have a lot of excuses with whatever you say. I feel like I'm prepared, but let's go.
But let's get some thoughts from the rest of the panel. Joe, Mo, what are you two saying?
Well, I again have some questions for Andre. Andre, do you think you're going to go down? Like, seriously, no banter.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to go down? And then B, like, where are Tottenham fans' heads at? Like, what is the feeling? What is the Tottenham Hotspur fan feeling right now? Like, obviously negative, but like, if you go down, what happens, etc. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I'd say with going down, it's like when we lost 3-0 to Nottingham Forest, then I think everyone was like, oh fuck, we are going down. Like, it was already real before, but now it's like, oh, now we're the favorite. That's crazy that this was our home match against our number one competition to potentially
one of
go
two
down.
you could say.
But I think at that
Forest
time,
are going away though, and see the momentum. I mean,
5-0 win today is insane.
I mean, lads, let's not forget, Nottingham Forest earned a European semi-final, by the way.
Yeah.
Guys, deep this. If Nottingham Forest somehow win the Europa League, they have Champions League football next season. It's crazy to think about. If Nottingham Forest somehow win this Europa League, they could have Champions League football next season. Honestly.
Yeah.
And that means Mo will be on tears because Anderson will not be going anywhere. So.
Oh no, he's coming to City, bro. Trust me. He's coming to City.
Yeah, are you sure City are going to pay the $125 million?
I'm so confident we're going to bring him to the Etihad, bro.
You're confident of a lot of things.
Of course. I was confident about winning the league this season. Look where we are.
Well, shock. Yeah. It doesn't need too much confidence for that. But no, I'll say this, sir. I think Forest are doing for the game for what they've got in front of them, especially today. I think that's making a big statement.
I kind of don't know how that happened.
I don't know either, but I think that's a massive statement made, and I think that will definitely help them pull away from you and West Ham. I think it'll be down to Tottenham and West Ham right now. So, but Wolves have been officially relegated, and Burnley have been officially relegated. Which that wasn't. I think all 3 of them were. I mean, not all 3 of them. Both of them were, I think, in all of our preseason predictions. So it's not really a surprise. Coventry's going up though. That'll be nice and interesting. So at least we'll get to see something interesting and new. But
But anyway, to keep answering Joe's questions, I would say yes. Tottenham fans do think that we're going down. I'd say not definitively because there's hope. I mean, we're a huge club, and to be honest, I did not think Zerbi would have as much of an impact as he did. Because in the 2 matches he's coached, they did look like they were going to win. And the refereeing decisions, I mean, I could spend 15 minutes on it. I'm sure you guys have seen some of it. It's like, I mean, I don't even want to complain. I don't like complaining about refereeing decisions, but some of it's like, okay, this is becoming suspicious.
Welcome back, Shy Guy. My bad, Andre, to interrupt what you were doing.
Yeah.
Hello.
Carry on.
Hello.
Sorry, I was still working.
I agree with Joe.
You just said I agree.
Pretty
with
much.
Joe.
Yeah.
Pretty much. No, I agree with Joe. So, yeah. Wait, Andre, you're saying?
Yeah, so I do think most Tottenham fans do think we're going down, but I will say when it feels like we've had so much hope that they would get some wins as we were slowly heading towards the relegation zone, but now that pretty much we're beginning to accept it, I feel like that's like when you lose hope and think it's over is when Tottenham tends to kind of surprise you, not when when you think you have it in the bag or you do have hope. So I do think we can go on a run, to be honest, in the next. I think our matches against versus the fixture list of
You play Wolves
West Ham
next,
and West Ham and Forest. Yeah, that'll say a lot. I mean, if we lose the Wolves game, they're mathematically relegated. They have no motivation.
No, Andre,
that's going to be insane.
If you don't get 3 points, not just lose your point. No, if you don't get 3 points versus
Yeah, so
Wolves,
that's what I mean. That
you
has
guys
to
are
be a
going
win.
down.
Yeah,
West Ham
that
will
has to
stay
be a
up.
win. Yes. If we don't win at Wolves is when then it's like, okay, just let's just figure out who we're selling, who and figure out who we can keep. But yeah, I'd say most Tottenham fans who think they're going down.
I'm sure it'll be a mass exodus that going out of Tottenham this summer. But something that, as we all know, how much Andre loves Romero and loves Van de Ven. We know what Andre thinks about them, but I want to hear from the rest of the panel. What do you guys think of Romero and Van de Ven? You know, assuming Tottenham go down, would you take either of them? If so, who? Why? Do you rate them as maybe as highly as he does? Just from the rest of the panel.
Romero and Van de Ven would be sexy for Real Madrid. That's how much I rate them. I think they'd be brilliant for Real Madrid.
What about the Norwegian? The Norwegian in goal? Kinski?
Dude. Okay, so this is just... I'm surprised this hasn't been investigated, but... Okay, when he made those mistakes against Atletico...
I think
right?
he
You know how...
investigated
Okay,
for
hold on.
dubbing him that nickname.
He still does have the best debut I've ever seen from anyone in a Tottenham shirt. But, hold on. When he made those mistakes against Atletico, first off, you know how there are a lot of coaches who are they'll be like, I pay attention to how a player arrives to training and how he stays and how whatever. When I saw him step on the field for the first time in months and he looked like that, I was like, dude, he does not look ready at all. He looks like he's been...
You could have chosen.
He looks so terrible from when we first signed him. I honestly suspect he's on drugs. I'm not even kidding. Dude, his hairline is receded. I don't know what he's doing with his facial hair, which is ironic because I'm growing mine out. But it was he looks awful. He does not look ready to play. I'm surprised he's come back and started to play well because I was legitimately can we get him tested? I was worried about his well-being and then he went on the pitch and he played like he was on drugs. He was awful. So I was honestly worried about his welfare. Yeah, I did not think he was ready to play that game whatsoever. Vicario should have played that game. Clearly he did way better even with a broken foot or whatever he's going through. And Kinski, I'm surprised, has honestly been able to come back from that because he is playing okay now. But his shot stopping is still if you can't be in a relegation fight and have a keeper with a weak shot stopping ability, that sucks. I would prefer shot stopping over ability to play with your feet when you're in a relegation battle.
Vicario's been cheeks all season, so it's
overstated. Tottenham have been cheeks. Defensively, it's been awful. It's been we are worse defensively than under Ange's 17th season. Dude. What else can you do? And our center backs have no motivation to play. So it's just yeah, I think
doesn't seem very world class to me now, does it?
Mentality wise, it isn't. But I think it's an ego problem with both of them.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I think if they go to a club where they feel like they're playing at their level or the level they deserve, and they're fighting for the things that they think they deserve to be fighting for in their career, then the world's going to see how good they are. I mean, make fun of Vendoven now. Let's go see how he plays with Netherlands at the World Cup, right? He's probably going to shut up his critics right away. Romero, if he gets
Van de Ven can do
move,
better than Tottenham. Of course he can. Same with Romero.
That's why. And then, Romero's. I've told you guys before. Romero's treatment in England is bizarre. I mean, the things Gabriel gets away with on a week basis, or just any time you see a tackle, just put it under the Romero test. If Romero does the tackle, what happens? Most of the time, you think, oh, he'd get a red card.
So it's as if this is like this is Casemiro like kind of shit. Like
it's the same thing. Casemiro and Romero go through the same thing. It's the same bias.
I don't know, but no, yeah. But
I would agree with Andre on that.
Yeah, same.
So I think if Romero gets out of England and just goes to a league where they're going to treat him like a World Cup winner and Messi's best friend or whatever the hell, and they're going to think, oh, this is a world-class center back, then everyone's going to love him again. Which is why I think Spain would be great for him.
No, fair. I learned the other day, which I found quite interesting, was one of Xavi Simons' longtime idols was actually Richarlison. Something I didn't even know.
What?
Because he done a tribute to him in that goal celebration of his at the weekend, only for Tottenham to
Oh, I see.
Tottenham thing. And
I see. He's making a joke. Yeah.
But,
yeah. I mean, yeah, that was really unfortunate.
He was phenomenal in that
we
game.
should have had
by
the
the
win.
way, he was very good in that game. But lads, anything else to say on Tottenham? Serious, I know this probably makes you overjoyed in what's been a difficult few weeks. Sagai, any thoughts?
No, sometimes I honestly don't want them to get relegated because then we lose a free 6 points.
Oh yeah, Mo, what's I just telling you this the other day? Also,
I'm kind of like the opposite feeling because, like, bro, they turn up in games against City, and it's starting to get a little bit weird, bro. Like it's been like this since Pep has even like started managing City. It's like, bro, they play like prime Barcelona against City, and then like the next week they play, I don't know, Brighton, and they lose like 2-1. Like,
yeah,
I don't understand, bro.
Yeah, we're definitely your bogey team.
A question I've been hearing a lot recently is like, do you guys think the league is a better place if Tottenham get relegated, or no? Is it healthier for the league for a team like Spurs to go down, or is it better for them to be in the league?
Putting bias aside, I'll say this, right? Tottenham's one of those teams where it's like, even the North London derby is a guaranteed 6 points for Arsenal every year, but like, it's one of those where it's like it'll feel very strange not to have a North London derby in the Premier League. But I mean, nobody's too big to go down. I mean, as I feel like I've said so many times, I mean, that Leeds United side of 03 with Harry Kewell and Mark Viduka.
Yeah, was one of the first sides you watched, Deba?
Yeah. I wasn't watching coherently. Obviously, rolling back the years, then when I was competent enough to understand what football actually is, then I've done my own self-taught history lessons, and that Leeds United side made it to a quarterfinals of the Champions League the season before they got relegated. So, and there were a lot of good players in that side, and they went down. So, no one's too big to go down.
I think if I can butt in, I can easily view this as a neutral, just because I love the Premier League. Well, not this season, but I think in theory at first it seems like a good thing because no one's too big to go down. But I think where it becomes a bad thing is everyone big enough to come back up right away? I actually don't think so. It's a fear of mine.
No,
what if we don't come back?
That's a great point.
So if I'm gonna go, okay, let's replace Tottenham with Manchester United, I'd be like, oh wow, United went United went down, right? This is crazy. This is insane. If they don't come back right up the next year, then that's a huge loss. You're losing a huge club, and it doesn't look good on England for the biggest club in England to then be in the second division. Then it's like you still want the teams that have been very good historically. I feel like in the league, like some teams are so big they're very synonymous with the best of England. I don't know if we're there, but we're right below that. So I think it's good if we come back if we go down. It's good for the league if we go down in a way, but it would suck if we did become like a Leeds United and just bounce between the leagues. That's not
No,
good,
I don't think that will happen.
Yeah.
I don't. But just the last couple of things that I do want to say to keep the show moving. From a Tottenham point of view, because we all know how long and how much of a problem ENIC has been. Mm-hmm. So if you look at relegated, that's going to demand action from the owners in some capacity. Whether major changes go on, or whether they sell off maybe isolated stocks or shares of the club, getting other investors to come in. So from that point of view, it could be a positive thing. But lastly, before we move into our next top 6 club, just a few players off the top of your head that you absolutely want to keep, even if you go down, and players that you want to bin off as soon as the season's over. Just to name a couple.
I think Madison and Kulusevski already said they would stay, which means a lot to me. I like the prospects we have in midfield, right, between like a Gray, Sarr, Bergvall. I think
Conor Gallagher.
Not Gallagher. I love our fullback options. I would love to keep our fullback options. I love those guys. I'd say I feel like I would have to face cashing in on I guess the center back duo, and the attack probably would be like, okay, I guess this is where we have to make some sales. Which sucks, because I do think if we Kudos under De Zerbi would become worldly respected. He'd be ridiculous. But we might have to sell him if we go down. But him under De Zerbi would be very good. And anywhere he went, everyone's going to say how good he is.
No, first. Last question, just to the entirety of the panel. Assuming Tottenham goes down, right? Would there be any players that you'd be interested in picking up on a potential cut price deal?
I would take Pedro Porro in my team.
I would say the same thing too. Yeah.
I wouldn't take any of them. They all suck.
Honestly, I'm kind of siding with Saga more on this, but maybe not as extreme though, because for me, maybe for squad depth, but I don't look at one Tottenham player, and I look at my football club. When everyone's fit and healthy, would I really prefer Tottenham players to mine? Jed Spence, I'd take them.
You wouldn't prefer Porto to Dallo?
No, I said Jed Spence. I was literally just saying Jed Spence. I'd take Jed Spence for sure.
That's not a good take. Well, who are your starting wingers right now?
We don't have wingers right now because
we play Cunha as a left winger / inside 10.
We were playing Dorgu
we play either Mbumo or Ahmad on the right.
We were playing Dorgu there, but he got injured. But
I generally think
Cunha's been very good. Just as I feel like the vast majority of the team has been since Carrick's been here. And I think that's a perfect way to transition.
I think you guys are disrespectful. I think Kudos and Bergvall and then Van de Ven are the three that
Lucas Bergvall. That was my other.
Or contribute to any team. Bergvall, Kudos.
Lucas Bergvall can play.
And Van de Ven
can play. Man United. Joe, talk to us. Talk to the world. Talk to the audience. Enlighten us.
I think the most interesting Man United position right now is whether or not you think Carrick should have the job next season. So that's what I will go into. I think that we don't play good enough football under Carrick. I haven't seen enough of a consistently competent system against big sides and little sides. I think Carrick has done a really, really, really good job of playing against big sides, playing in kind of a similar way to the way we used to play under Ollie against teams like Man City and now Arsenal. And he's done a really, really good job of getting points in those games and making us look really good, making players like Cunha, who I think is a great player, look really good in games like that. But I think that we need a manager with a more consistently competent system against all sides because I think we've really struggled under Carrick against the little teams. Not that Newcastle is a little team anymore, but I think we played really. The Newcastle game really sticks out to
Our
me. 'Cause I
record
think
there, though, has never been great, though, to be fair.
What'd you say?
Our record at St. James's Park has
Oh
not
yeah,
been good.
it hasn't. But I just was really disappointed with that game because I had just seen us play so well against Arsenal and City, and then we go there and we play like that. Like I'm like, I just feel like Carrick has some things figured out really well, and he has other things that he needs to figure out. And I think that he needs to do that somewhere other than United. And I think we need to find someone who has an overall system that would work better. That's what I would say.
No, I do hear what you're saying, and I feel like regardless of who we pick as who's going to be our next head coach. By the way, because under this ownership, they've made it very clear that we're moving away from the managerial sort of mold and looking just for someone to just competently coach this team and the players that are there. And what I'm looking at what Michael Carrick is doing, right? I'd say maybe one thing that I'm really, really not a fan of is how long it takes them to make changes when changes need to be made straight away. But there have been a good amount of games where we've had players out, where we've had players missing. It's not Michael Carrick's fault that he has to play Kobe and Casemiro every single game because one injury to either one of them, and you're right back to Ugarte, which we all know what that guy's like. No explanation needed. But for me, I've said this so many times, and I'm going to say it again. The sign of a good coach for me, regardless if you're going to be world class or whether you're just going to be just a good average coach, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's for me being able to look at whatever group of players you've been given and being able to come up with a system, come up with a formation, with a plan, and being able to get the best out of those players each and every single game. And yeah, sure, performances haven't been great as of late at all. But at this point of the season, for me, it's about securing Champions League football. And and both you and I were saying, this cannot be anything but an interim appointment. But how well Carrick has done, and it's not just vibes and a feel-good factor. Like the way that we're also beating some of these teams, on a tactical level, it's unfair to say, oh, it's the same as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, blah, 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 because Ole is literally just freestyle and vibes. For me, the difference is you look at Michael Carrick's number 2 and Steve Haaland. This is a guy who has literally been with Chelsea, like when they actually were serious. Won the league with Jose, won the league with Conte. I think he was a part of the coaching team that won the Champions League with Di Matteo as well. So someone that's vastly experienced, who's seen it all, who's more or less won everything that you can. For any coach that's coaching an English team. So I think the circumstances are a little bit different. But when you look at the managerial market right now, who would your preference be? Because any one of them, you could say, let's say Nagelsmann, right? Who's to say that Nagelsmann and his hipster football and his hipster system, you could say it's just as much of a risk, maybe if not more, than a Michael Carrick, because we've seen, these players, function cohesively under Michael Carrick. And this is not me saying he's going to be the next Pep Guardiola or anything like that. But for where we are right now, we're not in a place where we can, go and attract Luis Enrique. And look, even if Carrick comes in and it's not the manager that we thought he would be, then he goes on, we move on, and we look for another manager. Because, unfortunately, this is what football is. You sack managers until you get it right. But if Carrick gets the job, for me, I can't really say that it's not deserved, though. But
No, I agree. I agree completely. And I was also going to say the issue with me thinking that Carrick should not get the job next season is that there's not really anyone other than Luis Enrique who's unrealistic that I would really
Iraola is
right now.
available, but would I take him right now?
Like Iraola, I would put at the same risk level as Carrick. That's the thing. Like I think so at the end of the day, look, if Carrick gets the job, I'm not gonna cry. He definitely does deserve it. He completely turned us around, and he deserves a lot of credit for that.
That's
And
why,
the way we're beating these teams as well.
that's why. Amarim was coaching you guys this season, right? And it's like, what more does Carrick have to do to justify him getting the job? And I also think United are at a unique point where they can thrive under a coach like Carrick, because I think for the first time in a long time, Man United actually don't really have a squad with a lot of ego.
No,
they
he
kind
doesn't.
of have guys who want to just turn Man United around. So it's like that's why they're kind of listening and taking to Carrick.
He instills calm and he instills chaos as well. Michael Carrick is, for me, he's calm incarnate. And if you think about this, right, seeing what we did with our attack in the summer, I can only imagine we're going to do something similar with our midfield and just go and just absolutely smash it out of the ballpark and just splash the cash on three midfielders.
I'm worried about this, bro. Like I think Casemiro leaving is going to be a huge problem because I think they're going to be so worried about replacing Casemiro. Like we'll probably sign a defensive midfielder or something, and then I feel like they'll just leave it, and then we'll have the same problem where we play that new guy next to Kabi, and then one of them goes down and we have Ugarte behind him.
Right.
But from what we've seen from Ineos on a recruitment level, bar Ugarte, which that stinks of Jorge Mendes. That stinks of a Jorge Mendes deal because that's the same guy who also, funnily enough, brought João Felix back to Chelsea that same summer. Who brought Pedro Neto, that scrub Neto, to Chelsea, who's nowhere near good enough for Chelsea. So, apply a bit of context there. But bar Ugarte, they've not made a bad signing. You could say, they've not been abject failures.
No, my argument is not the quality of their signings. They've made great signings. I just think that I worry that they're going to be so worried about tapering the hole that Casemiro will leave that they will forget to add squad depth.
Nobody's going to...
We desperately need depth in a lot of departments also.
Midfield is the most important. We've neglected that area for years.
Midfield is by far the most important. I completely agree. But, you look at our wingers... We have Ahmad, we have Mbomo.
No, definitely. We're going back to a winger system, so we do need a winger.
We've got Šeško. My boy Haaland comes back next season. Let's go.
Joe,
I don't even know. If
why are you trying to ruin my day? I was having a good day until you reminded me that he's still here, man.
No, I think he probably will get sold. To be honest.
No, Napoli's sporting director, I feel like ages ago, said that. That they were happy to pay the 45 or 50 million euros that we agreed. Honestly, Wilcox deserves a statue for that. The fact how, that other manager who will not be named splashed 72 million pounds on him, and we're going to recoup more than half of his value. I would have never thought that would happen in a million years. So, fair play to him, honestly. Well, the one thing I will say with Carrick, right, which I'm very confused that a lot of our fan base, right? They all of a sudden now have all these, super high maintenance standards for the interim manager. However, when it was a certain guy before, it was the players' fault.
Wait, which guy?
The manager before Michael Carrick. But apparently it was his fault.
He who shall not be named?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he shall not be named. And the fans had all the time in the world for him and to see him fail every single week. But when it comes to Carrick, now all of a sudden they have all these standards and they're saying, oh, this is not, good enough appointment, blah, blah, blah. Just, I don't know.
Well, no, look, if Carrick gets the job full time, I'm doing a complete 180, and he's gonna be the new he who shall not be named. And then when he gets sacked, we're gonna have the same argument about him. Just wait.
I mean, look, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens with Michael Carrick. But you know what? If someone were to ask me who's my front runner for the job, I mean, for me, from what I've seen from Michael Carrick right now, for working with the same group of players as he who shall not be named did, he has us more or less comfortably in third. And since the start of the new year, we're top of the league in regards to form. Since he's been here, so I mean, and yeah, the same guy was making every excuse, under the water. So kind of mad at how. Go for it.
I think if Man United are being run competently, you have to realize where you were last season, the beginning of this season, and go, okay, we cannot fire a guy without a true setback or failure. The locker room is happy and they're motivated, and it's the most promising United have looked in a long time, right? And I think if you're signing for Man United, you kind of want it to feel like old United. You don't want the United of the last 10 years. Carrick is old United. He understands what the club is.
Certainly not the Man United of the last 2 seasons. That's for sure.
No. And I think what has to be realized is pretty much every team that has gone from no European football to then having to juggle Champions League and Premier League at the same time, unless you're United, Arsenal, or Liverpool, has struggled massively. Look at Newcastle this season. Look at us this season. So you guys just, if you're being uncompetently going, Carrick has the job, that's it. We have to recruit intelligently. Your backups are not good. You are not sustainable to compete in both competitions
no, of course.
this season.
Having
you guys have to think about that now.
You don't have a
Carrick shouldn't even be a question. He's in. Let's get really good players. We should be talking to players already, phoning them up, because we need to. If we want United to actually be a big club again, you cannot fuck this next season up.
Yeah,
and I'll say this.
I changed my mind, Andre. I'm on that train too now.
Yeah.
This guy.
So yeah, I should be spokesperson for Man United.
You're Joe's fucking spokesperson. You may as well pay him now at this point. But what was I saying? But no, you're going on about recruitment, and and Ineos have their problems. They definitely do. But if there's one thing they've gotten spot on, it's for like 95% of the time, it's been player recruitment. And you're right, this squad is not qualified to play Champions League right now. Absolutely not. One injury to Ugarte and Menu, and we're back to Mount and Ugarte, which both of them need to be in like top of the transfer list this summer.
Yeah.
Both of them need to be gone. But
I mean, honestly, I think the start has got to be like if you can, Anderson and Baleba. I don't know who else.
Anderson's,
it's just like you
Anderson's
guys need
a good
to be
player,
thinking about almost backups for most
expensive.
positions.
Because whether these rumors are true or not, I mean, the Athletic come out with numerous reports, so I'm definitely taking more of a notice. But if I'm hearing news and rumors of us being linked with Aurelian Chouameni, whether it's true or not, that's how I know that this club means business. Because every player that we've been linked with, like, we're not getting linked with shit players. We're not. Like, the story this week has been linked with Chouameni. But before we move away from Man United, Joe, who would your set of 3 midfielders that you would bring in this summer? Because I think we might sign 3. Minimum, we're going to sign 2 for sure.
I want us to go for the English lads. Like, I like Wharton and I like Anderson. I need Adam
Wharton.
I know Anderson is not the same style, but I think that him and Cobby would just be such a fun midfield that I would love to see that. But I think Wharton is probably ideal. And then
we need Wharton this summer, man.
I guess maybe Baleba. But
I'm hearing Baleba might be, because Carlos Baleba's done us a favor this season. Apparently, I've been hearing rumors that Brighton may be asking for 50 mil If you're asking for 50 mil, there's a third choice midfielder.
Yeah.
If
we sign two of those players, we will be in business.
If these Tchouaméni reports are true, he needs to be top of our midfield choices. Go and get him. Even if it's a Casemiro price, you have to pay 70 million. He's 26 years old. Like, that's the best age you can sign a player.
Yeah, Tchouaméni's class.
And seeing what he's done in the game in this sport, it's been pretty.
Real Madrid fans don't rate him, by the way. Just want to let you know.
Yeah, I've never understood that. I never have. I mean, the guy was being played at centre back for like half a season. He was still one of your better players. So if Casemiro goes out, if we bring Tchouaméni to replace him, honestly, if we get Tchouaméni, give me a 50 million for Baleba and Adam Morton for like a 70 million price tag. Them three, Kobe Mainu, you could bring through, Jim Thwaite, maybe bring Collier back as just some youth to have there as well. Those are some good midfield options. So things are looking great for Man United. Apparently we need 3-4 more points to secure Champions League football. So yeah, I'm all for it. Who should we talk about next? I'm gonna throw it to the panel.
I say we go to Arsenal because Arsenal are the last one where we have a lot to say about, and then the other two, Liverpool, Chelsea, are low-key just like bad, so it's fine.
Oh yeah,
we can go through them kind of fast. So I say Arsenal.
All right. I know Mo wants to. Moses save Arsenal for last.
Okay, that's fine. Then let's just go through the two shitters really quick, and then
let's do Chelsea, people. Honestly, for me, they're more of an embarrassment than Tottenham are. Genuinely,
in recent
form, one at the bridge
because they can't even score goals.
They have someone who he prioritizes. It's important to respect the ball, man. At least he's brought respecting the ball as part of the Chelsea culture, man. At least
he's so strange. Man. Have you guys heard people say that he gives vibes like he was bullied in school? And it totally makes sense to me.
I'd second that. Liam Senior. I mean, look, in a way I feel sorry for him because he was doing his thing over at Strasbourg. He was making a name for himself over there, just going along steadily in an upward trajectory in his managerial career. But of course, Strasbourg and Chelsea are basically the same. And if you're offered a promotion, it means you must take this promotion or you're gone out of a job. So, yeah, in a way, I do kind of feel sorry for him because things were going relatively smoothly at Strasbourg. So, and yeah, that one was never going to work. It was never, ever going to work. I mean, I generally thought that I saw the worst attacking trio at my football club when Joe and I would have to put up watching Mount, Garnacho, and Højlund front threes every week. I think this Chelsea attack right now, without Esteval right now, in Liam Delap, Skeletor, and Pedro Neto might be like the most low footballing IQ attack I've ever seen in my life. But enough about Waffle. Just the rest of the panel, just enlighten the audience of what a shit show Chelsea have been. What are you guys saying?
I mean, if you swapped Chelsea's current attack with the Nottingham Forest current attack, then Spurs would be safe from relegation. That's what that would be my say.
Hey, that's fair, man. I do have to say thank you to Chelsea, and Mo already knows what I'm going to say, but it's customary. Like what Chelsea don't, again, they don't understand how much they have changed my life because the 3, unrelenting years of Garnacho's reign of terror at my football club and the absolute bollocks I had to see these fans, chat shit every week because these CR7 keyboard warriors adopted him as their fucking love child. Just
he was low-key. Garnacho was low-key our man of the match against Chelsea.
No, I can't even lie. Yeah, he's right up there. Oh wait, one last thing on Man United, and I know this is gonna warm Joe's heart to hear this, but, if someone asked me who's my PFA player of the year, I'm pretty sure he'll break the assist record. Give it to Bruno Fernandes.
That's what I
Give
love
PFA
to
player of the
hear.
year to him.
That's what I love. He deserves it.
No, he does,
It's his.
especially if he breaks that record. I know Mo's shaking his head because no one said
his.
Haaland or Foden.
There's certainly no one at City's getting it. It's between Fernandes and Rice.
Be it with Declan Rice, man. But where do Chelsea go from here? Like they're so bad. Like,
They just need to trim all of the dead wood out. Like, get all of the shitters, the Garnachos.
they do flip
Netos
very,
and
very well.
Delaps, get them all out. Sign just like one or two experienced, solid players. Like, probably certainly a central defender. One that
that's all
one that
Enzo
doesn't
Maresca
get
wanted,
injured.
right? All he asked for was just
Yeah,
an
of course.
experienced commanding center back, but no,
Like, you
it's all
thought
Blue
you-
Coat works.
All you need is a little like a cheeky like Thiago Silva in there.
Or just any leader, but
Yeah,
no,
any leader.
the people that these young kids coming through at Chelsea are looking to is Enzo Fernandez, who honestly I think a gentleman's club might suit him better the way he's been torquing for Real Madrid, and Cucurella the same with Barcelona. So it's so obvious he wants to leave, and I don't rate Enzo anyways, man. Like I'll say this right now. Everyone knows how critical I am of Jude Bellingham, but Enzo is worse. Like he for me is more limited of a footballer than Jude is, and everyone knows how critical I am of Bellingham. But one thing you could say about Bellingham is that when he wants to turn up, trust me, he turns up. He comes with the moments. Enzo, it's like he's so inconsistent, and for the price tag they paid for him. He costs more than Jude, by the way. For all those who think I'm always going to be anti-Bellingham just for no reason. Yeah, he costs more than Jude did. And he's not half the player that Jude is, so that guy's rubbish. And if a big club is offering money, if I'm hearing 100 million correctly, if any club offered me 100 million for Enzo, I'll pay for the transport to wherever he's going. So
Who else, David, do you know is left in the FA Cup? Because that's the only competition they can still win.
Southampton. Yes, we know, Mo. Yes, we know. The moment we said FA Cup, Mo, magically
City?
comes back to life. Yeah, Man City are in the
Oh,
FA
yeah.
Cup.
Yeah,
Southampton
you guys should win that, Mo. Comfortably.
For sure, bro, for sure. I mean, Chelsea's entering his better era, bro. They're entering the better. I mean, they might not even qualify for any European competitions this season, bro. Not even the Conference League, bro. Like,
you could see back-to-back Conference League winners. You could see Chelsea be a back-to-back Conference League winner.
They're 3 points off 12th place, by the way.
Yeah, because I was saying, like Everton, they're not slowing down anytime soon. Bournemouth, they're on good form right now. I mean, Chelsea, they might even end up finishing 10th this season. I mean, that's just how bad it's looking right now.
If Chelsea keep going in this direction, you know what?
Yeah, because I think the top five are solidified right now.
Seeing what's happened to Tottenham right now, if Chelsea's owners keep going the way that they've been going, don't be surprised if you see maybe like 2-3 years down the line that you see Chelsea in similar predicaments that we're seeing Tottenham right now. Because they spent almost $2 billion, and the players that they have spent that $2 billion on, like that deserves a life sentence behind bars. Like, you spend $2 billion and your attacking depth is Delap, Garnacho, Gittins, and Neto, who allegedly, according to a good friend of ours, is better than Ahmad. Ahmad has been stinking the place out for months, but I will take an out-of-form Ahmad on one leg over Pedro Neto. Honestly, the guy's an eyesore, and he's crap anyways. Where Chelsea go from here, I don't know, but anything left to say on Chelsea before we just keep it moving? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna stick to that as a yes. And let's move to Liverpool real quick. I know we spent a lot of time on the top six, but there's been a lot to catch up on in my defense, so it is what it is. Liverpool, I'll throw this one to you lot. What are you guys saying? What should we talk about with Liverpool?
I would say since Akachike got injured, you can see how valuable that brother is to the team. I mean, Liverpool's a tight. But they look so bland. I mean, it's like it's no creativity. I mean, Florian Wirtz, you know how that guy's been playing this season. It's been absolutely awful.
I'll say this right. If you look at the whole season, it's been up and down. It's been very up and down for him. But you know what? Looking at the managers in charge, for me, I think it's one of those where he just makes everyone look worse.
And people call me crazy for saying that Liverpool's title last season wasn't impressive. It wasn't impressive at all. I mean, like, everybody in the league that year was absolutely
They deserve to win. Let's not act like Liverpool didn't deserve to win the league, right? No, Liverpool
did, but there's zero competition. And then now when there is competition, like, you got teams like, Everton and Bournemouth showing up against big teams.
Mo, that's where you're wrong there. Mo, you're wrong there.
How so?
They're competing with Arsenal for the league.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, it's just their signings, just like, I mean, as we all know on this panel, it just has not been clicking this season. It's not.
I love
Scraping away wins. Teams pulling off crazy upsets against them, which I wouldn't really say it's too crazy considering like how their form has been this year, but. I mean, they're just not great right now.
Oh wait, Joe. Speaking of Liverpool, I think we play Liverpool after Brentford the following weekend. I cannot wait to play them at OT. I cannot wait. You
know how crazy it would be to see both Manchester clubs sweep Liverpool in the same season?
I mean, seeing how bad Liverpool's been this season.
You guys to make that happen. Come on.
That would be pretty great if we could do the double over them this season. That would be lovely.
The fact that Liverpool. Amorim is unbeaten against Liverpool. Yes, Ruben Amorim, when unbeaten against Liverpool, whoever's in some of those, in those board positions need to resign. Like, for that alone, honestly, like, they have been such a car crash this season. But you know what? It's top 5 battle thing. I think Villa are safe to say they'll get Champions League football, and it's between Liverpool. You got Everton's, Brentford's. I think Liverpool just have a bit more know-how and have a bit more experience at the highest level, and they'll probably just about scam 5th. So, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, they've been an absolute car crash this season. Yeah, there's nothing really new with Liverpool. I do hope Ten Hag Mark II stays though. I do hope he stays though.
I feel like there's no way he stays. I feel like Alonso is a shoo-in for next season.
One thing that I will say is that regardless of whether we liked Ten Hag or whether we didn't, after that FA Cup, I think all of us thought that he was going to be gone, regardless. Especially seeing how Van Gaal was sacked from the club. I thought surely, regardless of whether he wins this FA Cup or not, he's gone. And he somehow was still there, in which I was dumbfounded. Ruben Amorim, I thought he was going to be gone out of a job when we lost that Europa League final. And this guy somehow lasted till January. So, stranger things have happened in football. And I generally wouldn't be surprised if he's still there. Because Liverpool, they don't really sack managers, Liverpool. They're not that ruthless with managers. So, but yeah, I mean, long may it continue. And last but not least, Mo, just take the floor because you've been telling me like almost every day this week how excited you've been, how much you've been waiting for this moment. So
this is just typical Arsenal, man. I mean, we can kind of go back to I want to say January. Yeah, January. Our first game when we played for us City when we drew to Sunderland at the Stadium of Light 0-0. We did have a bad form where we drew like 3 Premier League games in a row. It was Sunderland, Chelsea, and Brighton. And ironically, every time that we drew to those teams, Arsenal also either drew or dropped points. So they didn't really take advantage of it, right?
That shouldn't be a shock, Mo. We know they love a draw.
It's not a shock. Of course. It's not really a shock. I mean, that game when they played Liverpool at Emirates, I feel like Liverpool probably deserved to win that game. But, ended 0-0. Again, no surprises there. And kind of like what Andre said in the before we kind of started the podcast, I'm just as surprised that we're on top of the league right now as anybody else could be. Because, like, the amount of times, and then again, it's Arsenal. right? The amount of times that they have had to go like double digits above us, right? It could have been 12 points clear a couple weeks ago. Had it not been if we're going back to what we beat Liverpool at Anfield. And I said it on, TFC, I said, that Anfield win, that's just like a huge
Shout out
confidence
TFC, by the way.
to this
Shout
young
out
City
TFC, by the
squad.
way.
I mean, that's just like a huge confidence boost to this young City squad. I mean, and after we beat them there, we were in like this, really good form. And leading up to, I want to say, the Carabao Cup final. My take on it was, if we beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final, or if Arsenal beat us, that's going to determine who wins the Premier League. And looking at how it is right now, it's starting to really live up to its words. I mean, we beat them 2-0 there, thanks to Nico O'Reilly, who's been phenomenal this season.
No, he's been...
And then leading up to the game, this past Sunday when we played Arsenal, bit of a shaky, nervy feeling after Donnarumma let up that goal. I'll be honest. I thought Arsenal might have had like the momentum after that, but Haaland, he ended up scoring 2 off of Nico O'Reilly.
He finally scored. Like, why do I feel like that's like the first time he scored in ages?
No, dude, Dave, it's crazy, bro. Because it feels like he's been like on terrible form, but somehow he's still number 1 in the Golden Boot. Like, it kind of just shows you how like the first half season of Haaland is just like.
No, yeah, it's
one of the best strikers out there. I mean, and then he just slows down a bit, usually around winter time.
But wait, before you carry on, because he's been awfully quiet. Serious. Since we're on the Gospel segment, enlighten the audience. Are you so confident?
I'm waiting for my turn. Don't worry. I have a lot to say.
No, go ahead. Actually, no, I may as well enlighten the audience.
First of all, Dave, let me ask you a question.
Okay, go for it.
Are you a Tottenham fan?
How long have you known me for?
Okay, because every time we lose, Dave, I post us losing. Lad, you're not a Tottenham fan. Like, holy rent-free, like, you guys are still, like, worse than us. Like, bro, you're not. We're not even your, like. We're not even your main rivals, lad.
No, Arsenal, I've been my ops for always. Also, I've always been my ops. And no, you make a good point. No, yes, fucking, you could say Liverpool, you could say Mancity in the recent years, Chelsea in the Mourinho years, whatever, right? But it's because I just have to hear so much crap from your fan base every single year. And I have to put up with, the 6, 7, 8 months of hearing, we're going to win the league, we're going to win the Champions League, best step in Europe, squad's fixed, Arteta, trust the process, and all of that. And we know how the story ends.
All right,
every year.
Here's the thing. Have we bottled it? Maybe. Is it over? Not even close. It's
you have bottled this league, bro.
Okay. hey, you know what? I rate Sirius for doubling down. Though.
Like,
I rate it still.
Here's our issue right now, and it's been the issue for a while. We just were getting, goals off set pieces, and those goals have seemed to run dry. We haven't played amazing football for maybe 2 years now. In terms of free flowing football, teams have learned to deal with the way we play with the low block, and we haven't really learned how to deal with that. I think that what comes, our defense is pretty perfect. I mean, we have the 2 best center backs, I think, in the world. I think we have 2 amazing left back options in Calafiori and Hagapi, who would start on any given team for the most part. We have Timber at right back.
Is great.
I do think we're gonna have to get a replacement right back because Ben White has been absolutely shite. Oh my gosh.
He loves football though.
Yeah. I think our issue stems from the tag. Like, I think our wingers. I think Trossard started off so well, and he's been awful since. He's been awful since the half of the season. I think a lot of our players after I would say January have fallen off. I think Saka hasn't been good. I mean, that's supposed to be our best player. That's supposed to be the person that we rely on, and he He's been having injuries. I think Arteta has kind of overrun him. I think after that hamstring injury, he hasn't been the same. He's supposed to be coming back, but if we're gonna do anything, look, it's not like on head to head. It's on goal difference. We can.
No, it's on goals for right now actually.
Man City still have a game in
No, they
Hamburg.
don't. No, they don't.
No, they do.
Yeah,
They
we
still have
do.
to play
We
Palace
play Palace at home. And that's the easy 3 points.
because City are playing in the I think that was
Because you're playing in the league this weekend. They're not.
Oh, I meant like right now. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
You guys play twice in the league before we play our next one. So
yeah. I mean,
Newcastle and those you got to take advantage of.
look, I mean, it's not close to being over. We just have to play pretty much perfect right now, and we have to score goals, which has been our issue. I think that if we play the way we played, I don't think we played bad against City. I wasn't unhappy.
No,
with
you
the way
didn't.
we played. I think that if we play the way we played against City, I was just wondering like where that has been. Like we weren't good against Sporting. We kind of just
Oh my, yeah. The fact that you man I've scumbag during 2 Champions League semi-final in my life.
But then again, like I think a lot of the fans, I think everyone is like, our season's over. It's really not. We're in the semifinals of the
No,
Champions
yeah,
League.
Somehow you're in a Champions League semi-final, but that's going to be a test because Diego Simeone is different gravy. And yeah, you beat them 4-0, but knockout rounds, different gravy though. I mean,
Yeah,
you
it is
beat
different gravy, but
Paris Saint-Germain in the group stages, and we saw what happened in the semi-finals last season. So,
look, I think that I think it's definitely not over. I think that now that Saka's coming back, we really need to see him flourish. I think that our wingers have really been the downfall of our season. I think Madueke recently has also been shy. I think Trossard has been shy. It's bad when Martinelli is like one of your more consistent players, especially in the Champions League.
who would have thought Madueke wasn't going to be the signing also needed to elevate the levels?
No, he was always going to be a backup, but we didn't. I don't think we expected him to play so much just because of Saka being injured so much.
And Saka's also been so poor this season.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he's been poor for sure, and that's kind of our missing piece. I also think, I think a lot of fans like shit on Gyökeres, and maybe rightly so. But you see when he plays for Sweden, you see that they feed him the ball and they go through him. We do not do that at all. The way we play is not suited for Gyökeres at all.
No, it's not.
Not one bit.
I would argue that
that's all
it's not
Arteta.
suited. It's not suited for any attacking player whatsoever.
No.
Yeah.
I think Gyökeres is awful technically. Like he's an eyesore to watch.
Yeah, but that's not why we bought him.
However, the manager's also not utilizing him in the best way whatsoever. The guy gets no service. And it's not like, he can't do anything. Like, the guy is a marksman. Like this guy will score goals if given the ball.
I wish we gave him the ball like we gave Havertz the ball on against Man City. The issue about Havertz
Clinical buy need a striker kind, man.
as you can see with Havertz is he gets in good positions, he plays well on the ball, but he cannot finish. He's not clinical.
No,
And that hurt us
who would have
against
thought
City.
65 million for Kai Havertz would probably not bangs a whole lot. But you're spot on though. I mean on my life that Arsenal attack.
Oh,
Brother, this guy stinks!
Wait, I have a question for the panel.
Go for it.
So I saw a list of the teams that have finished second the most times of all time. Where do you guys think that Arsenal will finish on that list?
Are we saying like now or by the end of the season?
No, without this season.
Finish.
Where do Arsenal rank on the list of teams that have finished the second the most in the Premier League?
I'm gonna guess second.
There you go, you got it. Well done.
And by the end of the season, I'll assume they'll be top. I know.
Oh, I don't know. I think Man United are actually by far the most.
For the record, I agreed with like everything you said. Seriously, that was very honest. And the reality is, Arsenal. I mean, not only is their season not over, but you're in a Champions League semi-final and a Premier League title race. It's the most alive of any team in the world. So there is a lot of hope. It's fucking shocked me that you guys are have already like in the Prem that there's 5 games left though. I thought maybe you wouldn't be in danger till like the last 2 or 3. So that is a little concerning. But your season's definitely not over. I think the wingers, the thing did really fuck them.
No, yeah, but it's in these kind of moments where like you need a bit of X factor, you need a bit of Stardust quality to get you over the line. And as Sirius just said, like when you look at Arsenal's attack, it doesn't scream. Bar Bukayo Saka, it doesn't scream X factor.
Who's been poor?
Well, he's back. So if we're gonna win and we're gonna do this, which by the way, you can take my clip because I think we're still gonna win.
Okay.
Win what?
The Premier League.
Not the treble.
The quad father.
The quad unfortunately ended. I don't want to talk about that, but
Dang. I'm sure Mo would.
Why not?
But-
Right? It was quadruple, treble, double, and now it's treble.
No, it's double. It's double. But I don't know about the CL. All I know is that we're gonna win. We're still gonna win the Premier League as long as Saka steps up. He's no longer a star boy. He's 24.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, When are you guys gonna stop calling him Starboy, man? Like remember the Jesse Lingard meme for like gosh knows how long? Like, oh, he's still young. Like, on my life, that's what Bukayo Saka's gonna be.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is still young, but like this is time to step up. He's supposed to be, we have
$300,000 a week.
It's not like Saliba and Gabriel can like go and score. I mean, they can from corners, but we haven't been. That's also like a huge issue. Is that now teams are? I don't know. I think we're also getting a little. I don't know if teams are reading us. I think that we're still having chances. We're just not finishing them right now. I also think a huge loss that people don't talk about is how we lost Mikel Merino. That was a huge loss for us because he technically,
I'm intrigued.
Technically, he's sometimes not the best. He can be slow on the ball, but he finishes goals. He's a great finisher, and he scored a lot of important goals for us last season, and we're missing that right now.
But I'll say this right.
I agree,
it's
Mo.
very valid.
I
But
agree.
but Arteta in what? How many years into a job? Like, should we really be saying, "Oh, we missed Mikel Merino"? Like, Arteta has had £1 billion spent of more or less players that he wanted, and this team is £1 billion of Mikel Arteta's image. If Mikel Arteta fails to win anything this season, do you think it's going to be very, very scary conversations with him at the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean,
Or the
I
stats
think,
change?
I don't want to see him go. I think he's a good manager, but I think that there's gonna have to be a certain conversation if this happens, if we don't win anything. I don't know. I guess we would have to think about it. If we don't win anything, I think a lot of fans are starting to turn against him. The thing is, who do we replace him for, though? I don't know. Who would come? I'm not really sure.
He's also on. I think Arteta signed a new deal. I think they're just waiting till the end of the season to announce. I think Arteta's already signed a new contract. I think Arteta signed a new deal already, but they're just waiting for the right time to drop the announcement. Because as you said, he's meeting all the board's expectations, and he's been having them in title conversations. So I mean, you know what the Cronkies are like. I mean, he's knocking out of the ballpark. Eric.
Yeah, I mean, I think another issue that I didn't talk about was Zubimendi and Odegaard. I think Zubimendi's been good, but I think the issue with Zubimendi is in those big games, he isn't showing up like someone like Partey did. Not to mention the lad, but I think that sometimes he can be too timid and he keeps passing back and passing sideways. I think we missed someone like Partey, like Xhaka, who was there, who would show up in the big games, especially Xhaka last year later on. And I think Odegaard's been shite. I mean, injury prone and shite, so that's also been an issue.
I saw us a few months ago get linked with Odegaard, and I was just like, no thanks.
You remember when people used to compare Odegaard and Bruno?
Well, I think back in the day it was a fair comparison. Odegaard was playing great. I mean, now obviously Bruno's
Serious, you're cutting out. You cut out.
Wait. No, yeah, no, I agree. I agree as well. Oh wait, speaking. Oh,
I
wait,
agree
speaking
with
of agreeing.
Joe.
100%.
Sorry, my phone died. Wait, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
No, can you
Okay.
know, but Zubimendi, like, I thought he was gonna be, the press-resistant midfielder to come into that side and play alongside Declan Rice, but he is not an upgrade or an improvement on Thomas Partey or Granit Xhaka. He's not. Like Thomas Partey still now is better than Zubimendi now, because if you press Zubimendi, he folds, and you've seen this in how many games? So, and yeah, just where will Arsenal go from here? I don't know,
Wait,
but I mean,
Is Sirius here?
yeah, I think so. Is he?
Wait, Sirius, are you here?
I'm finished.
Okay, well, I'll ask you guys anyway.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
Okay,
and then, we'll do a quick run through the rest of the league after this.
Yeah. Just last bit on
Sirius is
Arsenal.
picking up his Panda Express, Dave.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Shot down.
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay, well, question for the panel, and then seriously,
Okay.
I want to know what you think too. Okay, clearly, like, Arsenal's form the last 5 matches when the pressure was on is a huge fall off. And when I listened to Arteta speak in that press conference where he was like,
I'm fired.
like, no fear, only fire, or whatever, like, he sounded like a psychopath. Like, I'm wondering, like, is it legitimate? Like, is he legitimately failing to keep the players not feeling the pressure? Is he really failing to motivate them? Like, I remember, did you guys hear that actor? I forget his name. Speak on like what Arsenal is kind of. He's like, it's a privilege to be where they are and competing with mancity. Like, that felt actually motivating. That was way more motivating than Arteta's press conference. Like, is Arteta feeling the pressure going against Pep, and is he clearly like just failing to keep the players confident in themselves? Like, is he failing to motivate them? Is it a mentality thing?
No,
I saw the other day.
A little bit.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
How could you be talking about a light bulb?
Sorry, I'll just go really fast. I think
Yeah.
it's like Sirius said. It's the complete breakdown of his shocking system, and he's a specialist in failure, like the manager before him.
Wenger's at least won 3 league titles, man. Wenger's at least won 3 league titles.
Yeah, but then he was a specialist in failure for the next 15 years. So
Sure, but when we've seen Arteta, I think Arteta's taken specialists in failure to a completely new realm.
David, I'm about to be a specialist in shagging you, but I think that I think that's also on the players. I think the fact that our captain, I feel like he hasn't led by example, and if I was a manager, my captain would be Declan Rice or Gabriel. I think we need a leader.
Yeah.
I think that the players also need to step up. It's not all on Arteta. What? Anyways, but yeah.
Fact, my sound.
Yeah, I think Gabriel would be a really good captain.
So yeah.
And then I was surprised you said what manager would come. I feel like in a couple of years, I feel like Cesc has got to be the heir to Arsenal now.
Yeah,
No,
but
let's
isn't that the same
let's just
thing?
develop his craft, man. Like whenever he's ready, he'll be ready.
Whenever he's ready, it's there.
Cesc is doing. He's been doing a good job at Como, so.
Yeah,
Let him
that's
just
my
say
that was my first favorite player. He's the first player I've watched, so that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anyone who claims to have an ounce of footballing brain cells, I kindly ask anyone who don't rate Cesc Fabregas, I kindly ask you to unsubscribe. Just do me a favor. So, but yeah.
You know, I saw the other day on Instagram.
What?
I saw that the past 5 Premier League games, Tottenham has more points than Arsenal.
Yeah, we do. We're in better form. Yeah, we're on better form than Arsenal in the last 5 matches.
I saw a different. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just a 1
No,
point
that's
difference.
that's
But Tottenham has
crazy.
That's hilarious.
Tottenham has
No,
1
that's funny.
point. Arsenal has 0. That's
Yeah.
kind of bad.
Yeah.
House. Oh god, but yeah. Anything else to say about Arsenal before we just do a quick run through as to everyone else? That's everything else that's going on in the Premier League.
It's not
Anyone
over.
else?
But, by the way, real quick on that, just because my team was mentioned again, I saw something earlier during the podcast. What do you call it? What do you call the referee association, like Pigmol or whatever?
Yeah.
PGMOL.
PGMOL, yeah.
PGMOL.
So they, you know how once in a while they confess to errors. They're like, okay, we messed up on that one.
They better,
Okay.
yeah, they better do.
So they confessed to some for Tottenham. According to their errors that they fessed up to, not even the ones that they're not admitting to, like the Kolomwani push on Gabriel, like not even that, right? According to their errors they confessed to, we should be 9 points higher. 9 points higher. Isn't that fucking insane? We should be not in the relegation zone. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you
Oh
guys
my
are still
God.
weighing.
Yeah, I was gonna
Not
say.
yeah, but we could be
Maybe a
9
fair
points
point.
higher. That's insane. I mean, if we go down, that's by like 1 point or something. That's almost like I wonder if we can sue for like a financial whatever. Like it costs Tottenham money. 9 points higher. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you could make the claim, but yeah, almost always.
I don't understand how Brian Brobby was not sent off. That one's
Oh,
the one
God.
that does my head in. But whatever.
But yeah, people with that, we'll just do a quick run, just if anyone else has anything interesting that they've seen the Premier League in the last, I don't know, how many months? It's free for all people, so, one question I do have, right, outside of your traditional, like, top six, would anyone consider Iliman Ndiaye to be, in a top 3, maybe top 5 attackers in the league conversation outside of teams in like your top 6, your traditional top 6?
Wait, so outside
You're not including any players in the traditional top 6?
No teams in the traditional top 6. So you think Ndiaye?
Then yes, absolutely. I think yes.
Fair enough. Okay. What was I gonna say?
Wait, Dave, I
go
feel
for
like
it.
you need to educate me on this guy because I don't really know that much about him. I haven't watched him that much. So explain what kind of player he is.
Iliman
Like Ben
Ndiaye.
Arfa.
Like Ben Arfa?
Kind of.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
I
I
were,
love Ben Arfa.
Yeah, that's literally it's crazy.
Who's a good player comparison? Oh, I know. I mean, and
Odegaard.
Ndiaye's a terrific player. Ndiaye is a phenomenal footballer. But he reminds me so much of this one player that I'm almost afraid if I give my player analogy, Joe's gonna instantly hate Ndiaye. But for me, he reminds me so much of Aston Villa Jack Grealish, and the way he glides with the ball, the way he carries the ball. But for me, I think he scores more goals though. Call
Yeah,
me
he's more-
crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
Surely he's quicker than that, though.
and Grealish is much
Yeah.
more of a creator.
As I just said, just not even a few milliseconds ago, but
You're just saying
got
the way
more
he
X
moves.
factor. No, it's not what I said. Not just the way he moves, but also you look at the way he carries the ball. Yes, in a way, they have they both have the same element of playmaking in their game. However, Ndiaye is someone who affects games much more based upon X factor and goal scoring than Grealish. Grealish is one of your old-fashioned number 10s.
Yeah, I think
Put out wide, but he
For me,
reminds
he
me of
reminds
a lot of
me-
Grealish. Call me mad, but
for me he reminds me of like Ben Arfa or like Adel Tarabt. You remember him? Like it's just like
Tarabt is
Yeah.
no. I love Ndiaye, but Tarabt is just different tech on toes.
But are the streets? But is he gonna be a streets won't forget player, or is he gonna be a good player?
Let's see.
Who? Ndiaye's only 26.
Yeah.
And yeah, as we were saying earlier, I think it's pretty obvious that Man United's going back to this back four systems, and we won't have any wingers. I mean, Rashford will be gone, Sancho will be gone at the end of his contract, Garnacho's been gone, so we don't have any natural wingers. Maybe Bar Dorgu, I guess. But we need a winger this summer, and if we're going to splash cash on an expensive winger, go get me Iliman Ndiaye, please. He's got the Premier League proven. He's very good fundamentally. He's got tremendous X factor. Like, and him and Cunha competing for a spot in the team, yeah, you can have worse headaches than that. So.
Yeah, I think he would deliver in the Champions League. Like, no one would see him coming if he'd be good for you guys.
Oh, that sounds. Oh, there's that guy goes. What was I going to say? Oh, Bournemouth. Bournemouth are kind of interesting because Iraola is leaving and Marco Rose is going to arrive for next season. Maybe Senesi, right? Do you think any other players at Bournemouth are also in line to get a move this summer?
He's Senesi was what you're talking about.
Or Senesi.
I mean, yeah. What's I gotta find his name. One sec. I just remembered. Whatever, Krupi or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he's done enough.
Yeah, Krupi's had a good season. I think he's got, how many goals does he have? I think he's in double digits now. And I think maybe one or two were penalties. So 19 years old. I mean, he's stepped up. So fair play. Let's talk about Newcastle, right? Do you think Eddie Howe is going to survive this summer? Because I've been hearing a lot of growing reports that his job isn't as fully secure as we might think it is. Regardless of whether we think it's right or wrong.
What I've heard from a lot of Newcastle fans is that they're more concerned with the fact that they aren't allowed to spend as much money as the traditional top six, because they don't make as much of the traditional top six, and they were restricted by financial fair play. But they're basically just like, we have the money, like, just let us spend it. Let us spend as much as the top six, and that's a bigger issue to them than the manager. That's just what I've heard.
No, that's a great point you made, because they are in a lot of trouble with FFP right now, and they need to sell a player just to balance the books, which is why Anderson was sold, went to Forest, Minte was sold, went to Brighton. They had to sell players off to balance the books.
So they're just not generating enough because they're not as like a big a team. That's it.
I mean, they just don't create as much revenue as like a Spurs, United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal.
I mean, also it's astonishing because I think they have the richest owners in the world.
Yeah, they do, but they're not allowed to spend the money because they don't make as much money as we do.
It's just because it's Newcastle and they're not as famous. Is that really it?
And especially without European football, like, it's inevitable that the only way out of this is for them to sell at least one of their, most sellable assets. Luckily for them, they have plenty to choose from. They have plenty to choose from. There have been lots of reports of, Anthony Gordon leaving, Tanali leaving, Lewis Hall. Who do you guys think will be the one to go? When you look at Newcastle's best players, or the most sellable assets, Brian?
I don't know. I mean, Loki Voltamata, after he scored that ridiculous penalty, has just dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah. That's made me sad.
Yeah, he's had an awful first season. But apparently Eddie Howe's come out and is, constantly been answering the questions about, why is Voltamata not playing? He's always answering those questions with, I pick players based on what they do in training. Players who perform in training will get to play, which, reading between the lines kind of says that, he doesn't like, the attitude or whatever it is. He doesn't like what he's seeing from Voltamata in training. So, I don't know what's happened.
Now that I look at it, Joe Linton could be good, could go. He's been there for a while now.
I'd love that. I hate going against that guy.
Yeah, you could sell up Joe Linton, but to really, really balance the books, you could get some money for him, but he's 28 or something like that. He's on the wrong side of his 20s right now. And even Bruno G to a certain extent, and Bruno G's a baller, he can play, but the resale value for him now, it's probably not going to be as high as if they sold an Anthony Gordon or sold what's his face, a Tonali or a Lewis Hall or Livramento. I think it might be one of those to go. And
What is Joelinton's worth versus Tonali's worth? Assuming Joelinton has a respectable World Cup, what's the price difference?
I'd reckon
Tonali's 26 right
Joelinton would go for like 30 million, and I'd reckon
Tonali's
Tonali
easily going double the price.
Tonali would go for like 80 million, I think.
Damn,
Yeah.
really?
And Tonali's 26 right now, so he's in his prime. But if I'm just looking at Newcastle right now, like for my life we need a left back. Like and some of them it's been like, oh, go get True Fair from
We need Hall.
Bournemouth.
We need Hall.
That's that kid is. I need to see that kid in a Man United shirt. Like that kid can play. He is a special player, and I'm sure you're happy with him pocketing Lamine Yamal in that first leg against Barcelona, but unfortunately got fried into oblivion in the second leg. But it is what it is. Anything else to touch upon the Premier League I can think of? Leeds have turned the corner with some half-decent form. Imagine Glasner leaving Palace with winning a fucking Conference League. That would be kind of mad. Will Brentford get European football? Brentford or Everton? Do you think either of them will qualify for Europe? Maybe Brighton, Bournemouth. I think one of those 4 teams will get European football.
Let me see.
What do you guys think?
I mean,
And then-
yeah, Chelsea could definitely drop out.
Yeah, I think for Chelsea it's over. It's been over.
I think Brighton look good, but I would probably back Bournemouth to get it.
You'd say Bournemouth. Andre, what about you? And after this, we're gonna move into the our tier list segment.
Actually,
because
no. I'm sorry. I'm gonna back Brentford instead.
Okay, fair enough. Andre, what about you? Mo, if you're not
Brentford.
doing your best Phil Foden impression,
Yeah, I'll say Brentford
What do you
as well.
think?
You said Brentford Bournemouth was the tie?
Brighton's in 6th right now. Bournemouth's in 7th, I think.
But
Sorry,
Brentford have a game of hand.
Okay, you're
Oh,
asking for
okay.
European football, so I tuned out the last 30 seconds.
No, it's fine.
Okay, for European football, or are they playing against
Everton's in the conversation. Brentford
European
is.
football.
Brighton is, and Bournemouth. Them 4. Who do you think? Do you think any of those 4 are going to get European spots? If so, why do you think? Will it be Conference League? Will it be Europa League? Could it even be Champions League?
I think I'd probably back Brighton or Everton, maybe.
Brentford, if they win their game of hand, go ahead of all of them. But none of them will get Champions League, but they could get Europa
Yeah.
League for sure.
Brentford aren't they like drawing a lot of matches?
Yeah, they have been.
Yeah.
They have been drawing, and that's not gonna be
Brighton's
easy.
on like one of the best forms in the league right now.
They're in very good form.
Yeah.
Just,
So maybe them.
I'm not fancying how they're in this reign of form because I think we played Brighton last game of the season, and I just don't feel like going up against Brighton Munich again. I just don't like. I've been able to smile and enjoy like like a good half of the season. So check out link is in the description to find all of our platforms. And yeah, people, we're out of here. Take care.
Yep.
Peace.